What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Madden 15 video. Please do me a favor, take a moment, hit the like button for me, subscribe to my channel if you aren't already. Criticism in the comment section, as always. Twitter, Shutdown Safety is my username. Give me a follow. I want to talk about the trailers that have came out for this game most recently today that has continued the transformation theme with Luke Kuechly. And interestingly enough to me, it begins with a quote, "I failed before, but I am different now, and I won't fail again." And I find that interesting because to me, as a simulation gamer, that speaks to me. And I think we all have came to the conclusion, at least myself personally, other people in the community, having went down to EA and met these designers. And for those of you who continue to ask, I was not invited this year. And I mean, that's all there is to it. I don't want to elaborate, discuss it. I don't care. It didn't happen, whatever. But to me, when I see and hear a quote like that, it speaks to the fact that we have people designing this game with a simulation stance that may not have been there prior, and it's an acknowledgement of them at least understanding that to a degree what was expected from the game before was not there, and it shows to me, you know, a commitment to try to correct it, and that's good. But the problem continues to be the way this game is marketed. I mean, let's be honest. You know, we're about 2 months out from this game being put out, and we've seen 23 seconds of gameplay. 23 seconds of gameplay. When that is the number one hands-down thing that everyone wants to see. Does it play better? We see a picture of Colin Kaepernick released where he has tattoos, which would lead any logical person to conclude that tattoos are going to be in the game. Now, later we find out that only Colin Kaepernick has tattoos in the game. So if you think about one player in the game getting tattoos, what does that represent? 0.5%? Of the NFL roster. Why would you put any time and effort into that? It doesn't seem to have any effect of the game. And I understand they facial scan a majority of players, but for one player to have tattoos, to put time of any sort, effort of any measure into that, seems just a little bit ridiculous to me. In addition to that, we noticed in that play, or at least I noticed in that snapshot of that play, rather, that Joe Staley, one of the best linemen in the league, was facing the opposite way of the other linemen, so that is a little bit concerning. But I will say, in terms of the player build for Kaepernick, it certainly looked much improved. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It's worlds better than what we saw out of Madden 25. Also, it looked like the jersey was a bit more form-fitting. I don't know if that's going to be something across the board in terms of the player build, but, there was slight, subtle improvements. But again, it also raises those other areas of concern. Is that just for one player? Are we just being shown this one instance where his tattoos have helped maybe modify his build a little bit, and we're not going to see that consistently throughout the board on other players? Secondly, and one thing I am excited about is the NFL Films themed pregame, halftime, postgame, whatever the case is going to be. But again, I mean, I take that with a grain of salt. Because to me, first of all, you should all know, I'm a huge fan of NFL Films. I was incredibly inspired by them. I got an opportunity to meet Steve Sable a couple years ago, and it just has stuck with me to this day. But everyone that's ever put a camera to a football game at some level has been inspired by NFL Films. The problem with this is we're talking about a company that has access to ESPN, has access to NFL networks. I don't want to see an inspired broadcast of NFL Films. I want to see a replicated experience of an ESPN broadcast, of an NFL network broadcast. And to me, if we're going to talk about post-game, pre-game, halftime, we're going to talk about an entire commentary overhaul. And is that going to be delivered with this product? Because to me, if transformation is going to be the key word, I'm going to need more than 23 seconds of gameplay. I'm going to need more than a digital Luke Kuechly. And I'm going to need more than a comment that owns up to past failures. I'm going to need to see what you've done now, how it's better, and why it's worth my money. And until I do, I'm going to continue to question this product. Now, of course, you all know I'm going to buy it because look at my channel. But I really think, as a casual gamer, I don't know how you can continue to be excited about this product from what we've seen, the way it's marketed, and the way it's continually fed to us in a very disrespectful manner by this company. Love to know your guys' impressions and thoughts of this. Also, thank you for taking time to sit through this video. And one last thing, I did a video 2 days ago now with the All-Pro Football to Madden comparison sidelines, and unbelievably well received by you guys. I can't thank you enough for all the support you've continued to give me, and hopefully will keep giving me. And hopefully you noticed in those pictures, the sidelines still appear to be the same. So I'm hesitant to say this, and I hope that it's not true, but I may be able to make that same exact video this time next year. I'll be back in the week with more content.